Yes, tell us, you've already voted in this election. Describe your experience to me.
The staff members themselves were friendly. They were very, "Hi, how are you?" They were very informative. I almost felt like they just wanted you out the door. Quick, quick, quick. Take your paper. Tick up to 3 people. You have 4 people, you tick 4 on this one. You go over there, fold it all up when you're done and give it to the lady. And I turned around to her and I explained that I've never voted before. I've never known anyone to vote before. And I didn't really know what I was doing, and she repeated herself about, you tick 3 people on this thing, you tick 4 people on that thing, fold it up, put it in there, give it to the lady on your way out. So I was...
Can I ask a question? Do you think you were under some kind of obligation to vote for 4 and for vote for 3?
Yes, I did, but I also felt like...
Was it ever asked or explained to you that you could vote for fewer? You could have voted for 2 or for 1?
No, it was never explained that I could do 1, 2 or 3.
When you went there with a purpose in mind. What was that?
Yes, well, like I say, you're the first politician who's ever approached me, who's ever spoke to me, who's ever done more than just send letters through a communal postbox. And I thought it was very nice to have someone talk to me as a human and try and explain their policies so that I could understand what you were for.
I'm extremely grateful for your vote. But you went there with the purpose of voting for me.
Yes.
And you came away having voted for 3 in the deputies and 4 in the senatorials.
Yes.
How on earth did that come about? You came with single purpose and you ended up voting for a lot more. Explain the psychology. What was going on there?
I just felt a bit... When I walked in, they were very quick to get people out the door. Even the older people, like there was 70, 80-year-old men and women in there who were trying to talk to them, and they were very snap, quick, go, bang, bang, bang. It almost felt like you were in a supermarket queue.
Were they giving these instructions to other people? You said there were some elderly people.
It's exactly the same. The elderly people, it's tick these boxes. Over there, you've got to go.
Were they saying to you how many boxes you should tick?
Well, I didn't hear about the other people, but they said to me, they said tick up to 3 on here and 4 on there, and I was like, okay. But as the first time voter...
Did you have difficulty? You were voting in the senatorial elections, did you know who you were voting for?
I literally, it would have been like a little kid going along, checking things off the book.
Where did you put them ultimately? From the top down or from the bottom up?
I was reading the names and I was like, okay, let's try this one, and God, this woman's looking at me quite funny, let's just hurry up and tick this one, and then yours, like I say, was the only name I knew, so... How
did you choose the other ones when you voted in the deputies? That was the orange ballot, or yellow?
I'd never even heard of them people, to be fair, never. So I just looked at that sheet. That one took me longer, because I just didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know who I was voting for, what I was voting for, so I was like, tick, 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 and off I went, because honestly the members of staff were just looking at me, because you get this funny
little... And when you left, did you feel somehow, what was your feeling? You've gone there with the purpose of voting just for me, which I'm very grateful, but you leave voting for a lot of people, so how did you feel after the process?
I actually felt quite annoyed, in the sense that it wasn't made clear what I was supposed to do. That someone couldn't take 5 minutes of their time to sit there and explain, especially considering I'd never voted before. If I'd voted before, I could possibly think that's a fair way to treat somebody. But I'd never voted before, so I would have been a bit more appreciative if someone sat down and went, okay, gave me a quick run through and went, and that's how you do it at the end, because then I wouldn't have actually ticked several boxes.
Do you think the staff pressurised you in the sense that they gave you or put ideas into your head that made you think of 4 and 3?
Yeah, I actually think it was more sticking ideas in my mind instead.
And obviously you went there with the purpose of voting in the deputies' elections for me, St Helier number 1. But you also voted in the senatorials. I mean, was it your intention to vote in that election?
Well, I'll tell you now, I don't even know what one of them was.
No, but nevertheless, you were given this ballot paper and you had to do something with it.
Yeah.
Was it ever explained you could just put a line through it and cancel it, if you'd said
No one said anything like that to me. Nothing, I didn't even know that could happen.
So the overall experience unsatisfactory?
I felt a bit foolish by the time I left
Yeah.
because, like I say, I went in with the sole purpose of putting one name on a piece of paper and away I go. And then I ended up with several names on a couple of pieces of paper that I'm now thinking, what on earth have I done to the politics of Jersey?